Today, for Forced Upon Our Will Lecture Day, we have a very special visitor.
Is it that social worker again?
No, that's all taken care of. The charges were dropped. Anyway, please welcome the normal guys who have a lot to say, but we don't have time for it, Association's very own William Grubb. I mean, boring two steps, man.
Yay! Great jokes, kids! Your frumpy school mom here has asked me to talk to you today about...
I didn't ask you! You paid me to let you talk!
Shut up! Talk to you today about value in education. But more importantly, my value in education! Boring!
Did you bring us any candy, police fileman?
Yeah, bring the dip, and I'll mow the side yard.
And now, without further you talking, some flashing images to distract you long enough for your teacher to take a nap, coffee, or ask the principal for a raise for the upteenth time break.
The Spotify Propaganda Films presents Spotify Indoctrination Films proudly free mind control film. The Spotify Edumacation Films proudly presents What is Education's Value? Kids, have you ever wondered who that mysterious man in the picture your mother hides under her pillow is? No, it's not your real father. Why, it's William Grubb. Boring two-steps man, and his value of education. But what is his valued education he has received for the past 4 years? And what does it do? Let me get back to you on that one. Last day of class, and boring two-steps man anxiously awaits for the all-clear signal from the woman who is anxiously looking for her lost keys for the upteenth time, alongside his trusty buddy for life, Sir Points-a-Lot.
Great papers, Pointsy! What's taking so long? That ESLER final ain't gonna turn itself in, you know.
Man, boring two steps, man. This is Mission Control. Boring two steps, man, do you read?
Yeah. I've been talking to you all ding-dang-dong morning, driving engineer Ted Averill. What's the holdup?
We're ready to initiate pre-launch talks about whether or not we should start the initial pre-launch breakfast sandwiches and blah, blah, blah.
I say forget it to all that pre-launchery. T-minus, let's get the heck out of here, Pointsy.
Agreed on the design for the back of the official mission t-shirts with... Oh, mostly dang. Looks like I'm fired again.
We will now follow this dude as he comes across the 7 major questions of whatever we're doing this last-minute movie for. 1. To what degree did your classes help you grow as a person? Did you learn what you wanted to? What did you expect to learn that you didn't?
Okay, let's go through this year by year. Freshman year. It was tough, for it was a huge adjustment from middle school to high school. And just like middle school, we were just learning the basics. You know, science, English, math, yada yada yada. Did I learn what I wanted to? Yeah, no. And altogether, I had the honor of receiving a huge migraine. Sophomore year. What was interesting about this year was me going into AP level classes and doing ASG for the first time. The expectations were higher than normal. Did I learn what I wanted to? No. And all that resulted in an even bigger migraine. Junior year. Doing office practice for the first time gave me a chance to connect with staff. Did I learn what I wanted to? Do I even need to say it? And with all that said, it altogether gave me a colossal migraine. And senior year? Don't even get me started, okay? But did I learn what I wanted to? Actually, yes. Yes, I did. But altogether, all these years had expectations that were hard to meet.
2. What part did you play in your education for the last 4 years? Oh, hello, my good man. Mind answering the question we just heard the narrator say?
Oh, sure, yeah. The part I played in my education was forcing myself out of my comfort zone.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I said forcing myself out of my comfort zone.
I can't hear you, sir.
I said forcing myself out of my comfort zone!
Nope, still not getting anything. Could you try it in the higher register?
What do you mean a higher register?
What?
I forced myself out of my comfort zone!
Oh, that's it. Hold on. A little bit louder.
I was forcing myself out of my comfort zone!
Your what?
Comfort zone!
Oh, that's it. That's the exact frequency. Now keep it there.
Aye, Sergeant!
Evening, Charlie.
Forcing myself out of my comfort zone was what I provided for my education for the past 4 years!
Well, I'm afraid I'm going off duty now, sir. Could you tell the other officer here, please?
Forcing myself out of my comfort zone was what I provided!
Excuse me, sir, but, why the funny voice? Oh, sorry about that. I was kind of getting used to talking like that to the other guy. Sorry, I can't hear you, sir. Could you try speaking in a lower register?
Forcing myself out of my comfort zone was what I portrayed during my high school years.
Well, out of your comfort zone? That's amazing. I think that deserves recognition from the detective inspector.
What's going on here, Sergeant?
Well, sir, this gentleman told me that forcing himself out of his comfort zone was what he contributed to his high school education for the past 4 years.
And then there's one cookie, Sergeant!
Yes, I can't believe it. There are so many of them around here these days. It's unbelievable.
You mean like a new CSP?
No, it's like the other person we don't know.
Thank you, officer. Get your honor roll ribbon right away, sir.
You'll get this right away, sir!
You'll call the other stores in the area. Hello, darling. I'm afraid I'll be coming home late tonight.
Calling all ribbon stores in the area!
3. Did your teachers/classes ask the right questions?
That is a very good question. But to be truthfully honest, I cannot answer this sort of question without a little help. First off, here's the input of my good friends from the famous Shakespeare play, Romeo and Juliet. Interesting. And now, some input from my buddy, Macbeth. I see. And finally, some input from Hamlet. Very interesting. And with all that said, I can safely say that I have absolutely no idea. So I'm just going to say yes. They did ask all the right questions. Unlike this guy.
Hey, class, can anybody tell me if there are any spiders on the moon? Who painted the mustache on the Mona Lisa? What do you call an insect's wings? Is it correct to say one sells eggs? How do elephants reproduce? Why am I still single? Why haven't I gotten my pay since 1994? Why don't I have the time or the attention span to trim my nose hairs?
4. What were the most valuable, interesting, and surprising things you learned?
This. Valuable, interesting, or surprising things I learned. Let's start with valuable. Mass media and web page design. They were part of my major, and I would be able to use those skills in my possible future career path. At least I hope it does. ASG, for I got involved with school activities, such as rallies, dances, and service projects. Office practice, for I got to connect with staff. Math, for I got to connect more with teachers, and it helped me perfect my problem-solving skills. Dance, for I got to participate in the dance shows. Interesting things I learned. Theater tech, for I got to work behind the scenes of the stage with sets and lights. Marine science, for it has been something I have always been interested in. Surprising things I learned. Spanish, it seemed useful at first, but it got harder as I progressed. Chemistry, it's just math in disguise, and it's just plain hard. And finally, English, for I discovered something that everybody else agrees with. Shakespeare is bipolar.
5. What remains unanswered that you will pursue when you leave NPHS?
Well, that's kind of hard to answer. But here to help me do so is Arthur Jenkins, the local village idiot.
Well, I feel like there will be many questions that will remain unanswered, even after I get out of Idiot University. Like, will I have a successful life with what I've learned in the recent years? or... Anyway, one thing that may remain unsure for both me and Mr. Grubb is that with all the education we have received over the years, will we actually use all of it? 'Cause... One thing is certain. For the career that is best suited for a person's particular interests, I'm sure that person wouldn't be using all of the subjects he learned in his specific career field. Oh, good morning, Mr. Stanford. I see the economy is still not doing well.
Ah, yes, indeed.
That's Mr. Stanford. He's another idiot. So, in conclusion, the question of what will remain unanswered is technically hard to answer at this point. Oh, excuse me, a train is about to pass by. I shall have to fall off this wall, I'm afraid.
Well, since that got us absolutely nowhere, I'll just answer this question truthfully. What will remain unanswered after I leave NPHS? It's simply this. Can I sleep in tomorrow?
Up there! Next question! Up there!
6. Beyond teachers and academics, what/who has been important in these last 4 years?
Okay, now this one I can answer without the use of sketch comedy. What has been important to me? My family, my computer, my online friends, my music, opportunities to perform, school dances, involvement in ASG, and everything else in the whole world. Except high gas prices. That I can live without.
Finally, it all comes down to this. Last question. Moments till lunchtime. Mr. Grubb has a chance to win it all and get somewhat a perfect score on the ESLER. I have no idea who I'm broadcasting to.
7. Include a thought sentence, line, or paragraph about who you are as you prepare to move on from high school.
Tired, exalted, ready for new challenges, and concerned, worried, and excited for my upcoming future.
The end. Man, I hate this job.